Won't we finish the new guy's character before? Oh, sorry.
Okay, so rather late start today for the game. Having internet issues doesn't always help. But we managed to fix those ones. So we're up to session number 47 in our trap campaign, otherwise known as the Thassilonian Resurgence Adventure Path. Which just happened to work out, not that I planned it. And we are introducing a new character to tonight, and I'll start off with the people online because I know David's going to cut out soon. So we'll start off with David.
Hello, I'm David. I play Lvl3, a human sorcerish kind of guy. A human divine sorcerer who is definitely not responsible for the corruption of many party members and definitely did not feed a kraken an entire life.
Well, no, I'm sure that never happened. And speaking of things that never happened, we'll go on to Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Cordar, the elven half-human fighter from the small town of Sandpoint. The would-be hero and good guy for hopefully the entire world when he's achieved his end result of being the hero that he wants to be.
Very much Janestown hero of Camden. Also online we have Victor.
Hello. I'm Victor, I'm from Brazil, and I am playing Luna of Libra, an Oracle of the Cosmos. That's a human, shouty, female, human. Another word I was looking for. So she is super curious occultist that can't help herself to stick her hand on things that she wasn't supposed to. So that was what happened with my current.
Well, you did stick your hand into hell.
Mighty hand.
Well, when you stick your hand into hell, bad things happen.
Yeah, to me mostly, but okay.
Well, you're the one who put your hand in there. At the table today we have.
Yeah.
At the table today we have Mark.
Hi, I'm playing Thram Armor Spark, or Sparky for short, a female dwarf rogue who seems to like disease and funny swords at the moment, so she's hoping just to get through another session and see if she makes it through another session. So.
Well, she was warned the sword was cursed.
Oh, she doesn't listen to any warnings from the DM, of course, so that's why she gets into her problems and these problems, so yes.
And a returning player, Warwick.
Hi, my name's Warwick. Excuse me. I am playing an elf ranger, and the details are to be determined because I'm in the middle of character creation.
Which always helps. So, storyline so far is the characters have been travelling through the Shattered Star. I should have gotten the book out earlier. And they have gone in and found out, which I actually had right here, and they found where one of the shards of the star was located. And thinking ahead, they decided it's probably best not to grab the major artifact and be affected by it, like what was suggested to them, and they've returned to the Pathfinder Lodge for advice. Because
look at the fact that we were only halfway out there and most of us were already half dead.
yeah, you decided you'd rather be in one piece and fully healed before trying to touch something that looked extremely dangerous.
I wasn't there to touch it, so I can't blame myself that one. So.
And for a chance, people actually remembered what they'd been told by their boss. So that's what their boss looks like. Warwick, Lady Highmarsh, she's in charge of the Pathfinder Society Lodge of Magnemont.
Okay.
They didn't actually get to meet those spider little people, they burnt them out.
As you do.
And the last surviving member of the party of that family, they dragged through, showing all the dead bodies.
As our party does, we seem to take things to extremes.
Well, you see a spider web, you got to burn it. It's just what happens.
But they're all bad.
They were all bad, yeah. It was just funny.
Except for the poor mite that kept crying on my pants and my halfling. I need new pants after that, Jeremy. Yeah.
It was just pathetically bad.
Anyone who would use fire magic must be terribly irresponsible.
So we have had lots of shenanigans happen so far in the storyline. Not to mention that they've had a few important NPCs killed off. There is one family line that's in all of the modules. And so far, the Wednesday and the Friday group, both playing the same storyline, have killed off a different member of the family. So that's just amusing.
That's the danger of big families. They've got more people to lose.
That is true.
I guess it's true.
And so we start with the session with the current group returning with litters to the Pathfinder Society after dropping the malnourished prisoners off to the local hospital on the way. Well, you're not a malnourished prisoner.
Okay.
You're just the badly diseased person.
Female dwarf who drops her pants, yes.
Yep. I remember that Luna didn't want to get any close to that thing.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
For a minute there, I thought you were going to make the comment about Mark dropping his pants and your character being named Luna.
Wait, what?
Moon.
You need to explain to me again and slowly because
I'll let Mark send you a text.
It's kind of working, yeah.
Okay, so Jeremy, what were you saying?
I was going to say that amongst the people we rescued from down with the deep dwarves, whose name's got away right now, did there happen to be a certain elf, and we found a longbow and things like that amongst the loggings down there?
It may have helped if the fact that they were all human at the time, and we don't really want Warwick's character to start off with having spent the last few months being tortured by dark dwarves.
I'm sure I'm pretty on the right footing.
I've forgotten my name for the next 20 minutes, probably.
Okay, that sounds perfectly like someone who's been tortured by the dark dwarves for the last while. They barely know who they are.
So it was actual Darrow that they were up against. And the Darrow had basically gone to town on the party.
Okay.
One character, more than anything else.
Oh no, you just tried to beat them up with a curse.
The cursed sword, yes. Oh, well, I was just trying.
Okay, so they drag you into the Pathfinder Lodge. While you're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. They introduce the party to a new member of the society who's just turned up, and they ask each of you to introduce yourselves and basically describe yourself. So we'll start off with David.
Sorry, who am I explaining it to again?
So you're explaining your introducing yourself to a new member of the society, a rather tall elf.
Greetings, my friend. I am Lvl3. If you need some healing, perhaps some fire magic, and maybe some company of the demonic kind or the devilish kind. It's perhaps something that I could potentially put off. If you need somebody to talk, you can see right now that I can talk ad nauseam. But if you would betray the party, or the lodge, or maybe even Pathfinder Society in general, I might take offense to that, or I might encourage it.
Okay, and how do you appear to people right now after having just come out of the depths? Is Balaf dressed in robes? Is he waving about a staff?
He took down.
I don't remember what was Luna doing.
At the moment, I'm just checking in what for David to describe his character.
Right, his attire. So, yeah, okay. So if you'd like just a brief description of what it looks like, he is.
Losing
My
reception.
apologies. Do you want to come back to me?
We'll come back to David when his reception is a little bit better. So we'll move on to Jeremy.
Yep. You see before you a tall, but probably not as tall as you, half elven, or obviously half elven male, wearing heavy armor and decked out with multiple weapons hanging off him from every direction and every position, and still covered in dust, soot, grime, blood, bits and pieces. Having just come back from there, and he'll say, "Oh, well, greetings and well met. My name is Cordar. I will be looking forward to fighting alongside you in the Pathfinder's name."
And then online, we'll have Victor also describe his character, so Warwick has some idea of who you are.
Yep, Luna is a bit like he has a dark brown skin, and she lived her whole life in the Shalti tribe, so she has like a semi-barbaric look on her. So she has like a breastplate and a sash and things like that, and her occultist side like can be shown easily. She has little bones over her sash, and cobalt skull like on her belt and stuff like that hanging out, and a couple of like occultist symbols strapped into her fist and stuff. So I have a cool image I sent you over Skype. And besides that, she looks like curious all the time and happy, but since the last events that traumatized her and butchered her hands, she is like careful, more careful now
So
than usual.
you will notice with Luna that one of her hands is in a fist and doesn't seem to open. Constantly in a fist. That's the hand she's stuck in down.
Other thing that we just like woke up and stuff, right?
No, this is as you've entered the Pathfinder Society after getting out of the horrors under the bay.
So then, if it's the same day, then my curse is showing. What my curse is showing is that you can see that I am more light on my feet, like I doesn't weigh anything. And one thing that is a little bit weird is like I seem like I am floating, but I am not. Like my clothes are like moving a lot, and my hair is a little bit like spreading out, like I'm underwater or something like that. But I am not. Like this is a little bit weird.
Also, we have Mark's character.
Well, you see a dwarf on a like a bed, like a bed which just carried somebody out on. looking like she's been through 5 or 10 rounds in a boxing ring. And you see her face looks a bit, something's not quite right. There's like little spots there and strange things, and
has an infected bite on the arm.
Yeah, you see on one arm, you see a little bite there, and it's a strange kind of sort of bite, but yeah, just a little female dwarf kind of thing with a little beard, because that's what female dwarves have, supposedly. I was going to go without a beard, but we'll go with a beard. She has a couple daggers, a rapier, and the usual tool, like things around, like thieves' tools and things like that. But she also has like a little, I suppose, a scroll case where you, and it's not like it's more like calligrapher kind of stuff, because and you'll find out later she's into that kind of stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I look like I've just gone through 10 rounds with some sort of barbarian boxer or something.
Hey, Victor, like be careful with the mic. You keep sending us feedback from
it. But I look like I'm definitely not in a good way right now. And I look at you and go, hi, whoever you are, and that's just all I do. So.
Okay. So feel free to describe how you see yourself at this stage. You can change that later.
Well, I guess I'm a young male elf. I'm sort of dressed in
about 1 to 200. So young.
Yeah, well, I'd say 200.
Well, so yes, you're probably closer to the looking of a 16 or 17-year-old.
Yeah. And I've got a bow of some description, and I'm dressed like for wilderness survival. I don't know whether that's appropriate given the setting, but and I don't look like I've been all beaten up in plenty of fights with infections or anything.
Yeah,
I'm fairly pristine at the moment. I have darker hair and eyes than usual, but not sort of completely out of the ordinary.
Do you remember Shalelu from Rise of the Runelords?
Probably not. No.
Okay, so she was an elf that sort of worked with the party, and has appeared in the storyline a few times now, and she's very standoffish when dealing with most of the party members. So she may actually be someone your character knows, as she's normally based out of Sandpoint. And your character has just spent the last 3 years training with the Pathfinders, having just graduated. These guys graduated about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
About a year ago, actually, I think it was.
I was a bit later than that. Yeah.
It was mid-year in the previous game year. So you've been sent back to the lands where you came from, which is the Varisia area, because they are running low on Pathfinders.
So in fact, potentially, we have actually met before.
Yes,
Essentially, our studies in Absalom probably crossed over, but we were obviously in different year levels, effectively. So we wouldn't necessarily interacted a great deal, but we probably at least met or seen each other.
You would have seen each other around. You would have heard about various ones. You also would have remembered that this group head off with someone by the name of Pimwinkle, who blew up the kitchen of the Pathfinder Society.
My ex-Plywood's character.
And one of the instructors of the society still hasn't got her eyebrows back.
Okay. Awkward.
So everyone knows the name Pimwinkle in the group.
It's a little bit, but I've only heard the stories. But other people might have bigger details about my ex-character. But yes, as a Pathfinder son, you've heard about the half of the.
Which Pimwinkle?
The real.
From their perspective, it was definitely the halfling, because the other Pimwinkles didn't come up until we got to make them up.
Yes, apparently he had a reputation for blowing things up and burning them down, and when we had someone using fire, they thought that was Pimwinkle, because obviously Pimwinkle's the only one who blow up a building with fire.
Supposedly.
Okay. Interesting group.
Extremely.
Whoever the other Pimwinkle is sounds like a cool guy.
Things that you've heard about from the society before you met up with these people is that the society requested the Hell Knights to come and help out because the gods known as the Runelords are waking up. So the gods of sin are awakening and starting to corrupt the land, and all their old temples and shrines are starting to reactivate. and so creatures of sin are starting to appear as well. And the Hell Knights are known as basically Knights Against Hell. Not particularly good, not particularly evil, but they're the ones who're supposed to stand between the good and the bad, and stop the bad getting to the good.
Okay.
Like what Cordar joined up for.
And the Pathfinders are supposed to find out what's happening with the Runelords, not make a big song and dance about being Pathfinders, because most people don't respect Pathfinders. They see them as looters, troublemakers, spies, and assassins. Which technically they are.
Yeah. All true.
And they're just trying to figure out what's the significance of an artifact known as the Star.
Victor?
That would be David this time.
I was going to say, it's more likely David might want to mute a bit.
Sorry.
I set it to speaker mode, so I now know who actually is making the noise. One of those handy things of those tools. So yes, so they've been sent here to find out what's happening with the awakening gods, and the Hell Knights have got their own ideas on how to stop these gods taking over. So they've sent various contingents to the cities along the coast. So in Magnamar there are 2 lots of Hell Knights. There are 20 different orders that have come here, and they're all throwing their weight around. So they're not particularly bad, not particularly good, and most people generally try to avoid them.
Okay.
Except David's character, who got offered to join them.
So sorry, where are we again right now?
So you are in Magnamar. I will bring it
Which is like a city or something.
City, yes. So this is,
Basically the capital of the whole area.
so we're on the.
So this is the Varisian map over here.
Yeah.
Magnamar is over here on a point. There is another major town over here called Corvosa, and another major town up here called Riddleport.
Yeah.
They are the 3 main places. Sandpoint, which you've been to before as a previous player, is not far from
Yeah,
Magnamar.
Sandpoint sounds familiar.
That was the starting point of the Rise of the Runelords originally,
Okay.
but I've modified it slightly so they come in as Pathfinders to actually solve a issue instead of just randomly going around helping people. They now have a mission.
Yeah.
And their job is to find and document various artifacts and strange effects in the area. The reason that their job is to document it is so they get back alive and tell people about it, because there's no point finding out about a great evil if it kills them
Yeah.
and no one knows about the great evil.
Okay.
And only a couple of days ago they learnt that the Hell Knights brought a Kraken with them, and it's currently resting in a shipwreck on the bottom of the bay of the city you're in.
A Kraken.
Yeah.
And it's sleeping very, very soundly because it's got a full stomach.
Yeah. One of the players woke it up, and then one of the players fed it.
With what, their life?
No, they found a criminal, bound him
Someone
up,
else's
and
life.
dumped him in the water.
Wouldn't have thought that'd sustain a Kraken for very long.
Well, he hadn't fully woken up. But he might be asked to continue doing that, about every week or so.
Okay.
Especially
What are
if
the
he's-
Hell Knights planning to do with a Kraken?
I don't think people want to know yet.
No, right.
And the Hell Knights generally don't tell you what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if they did, the answer would probably be whatever the hell they want.
Something to do with hell, though, right? Stopping hell some way with a Kraken?
Well, considering you're up against the gods of sin, there's a lot of hell and demonic forces involved.
Just think of a Knight's force that doesn't care how it gets to its end goal. That's probably the best way to look at it.
Well,
Yeah. Speaking of, Martin, can I describe the appearance of my character?
you can.
Right, so before he was a relatively diminutive human, a Chilasic that does or doesn't mean anything to you. Relatively average height, quite thin, but always very, very well kept, very tidy. Always wearing quite immaculate clothing, and has 2 very concerning ravens following him around. One of which looks significantly more evil than the other, but both of them just really don't look very friendly at all.
Well, they both have glowing eyes now.
There's one is decidedly more evil than the other.
Hard to tell that they're basically making themselves look similar.
That's rude.
I thought you would appreciate the effort that your imp is going to.
No idea what you're talking about,
And so yes, and what do you tell Lady Hindmarsh about your expedition?
I'm really not really caring to say much, so I'll leave it up to Corda.
Bella gestures to Corda.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, yeah. Corda will then provide
Sorry.
Corda will then provide a succinct and accurate report on the return to the Crow, having explained that yes, we found a group of Dero who had apparently been experimenting on humans from Magnamar, and we've returned those humans to the hospital. We also, whilst recoveries were going on and Belloc was tending to the wounded prisoners before we moved them, we discovered another passageway that seemingly led down to an ancient temple of the Sin Lord, where there was encased an altar, apparently the appeared designed to hold the shards of the Sahedron. There was one shard still sitting in that altar at the point, but we decided to return before investigating that place further because, like I said, as you can tell, we were somewhat injured and otherwise incapacitated at that stage. He'll also then give a description of the temple itself and any of the pictures or paintings and stuff that were around, and a more accurate or complete description of the altar, etc.
Okay, she says she probably has some tools that might help you get that without triggering a trap, at least hopefully. You can never be 100% certain with these things. But that's the worst thing. Your friend here is only hurt.
Well, so as far as the wounds go, he's well, yes. He's obviously affected in the brain as much as, or at least by that weapon, because certainly goes effect. I believe, and Corda will look towards Bella and just confirm that there may be other dimensions to his injuries and problems.
Yes, there are some significant concerns with this particular disease, but you have to see how it can pan out. I've spent quite a bit of time ministering to him as well as other people that we found within that dungeon. It is a tenacious disease, but one we are fighting.
Well, do you need to deal with that first before going back down? She asks.
I'm not sure why I'm still here.
I raise my hand without saying anything. Wait for her to respond.
She looks at you.
I got bitten and I show the bite and then I'm feeling not too well and I'm trying not to throw up.
Okay. Just seeing what level a cure disease is.
Please say level 1. Please say level 1.
Oh, it's not a level 1.
I think it's a 5.
If it was level 1, you wouldn't have the disease.
You wouldn't have healed me. I know you well enough.
Okay.
Oh no, Bella really wants you to stay alive. He has many desires to torment as many people as possible.
So, finding an actual way to remove disease is actually quite interesting. You got to find the right word for it.
Yeah. And Mark,
Yeah.
death is not the greatest of torment.
Well, my other character would beg to
Well,
differ.
Kieran,
you know?
curse.
Level 3 spell. Easier to get rid of than a curse. So, she asks, she can probably get rid of the disease or the curse. Which would you prefer?
The disease, please. The curse we can manage.
I look at her with the curse.
You want to get rid of the curse, he says?
Well, oh no, I'm thinking about it because
Bella
What?
raises an eyebrow.
I'm looking at going.
Are you likely to be able to remove both given time?
Given time, yes, but currently only have the funds to get one of them done.
I'll do the disease then. Yeah. Well, I would.
Well,
Can I
it
ask
is
that?
likely that
Yeah.
it is likely that until he is fully recovered from both the effects of the curse and the disease, it is probably best that he stays here.
I agree.
Well, she has found
The
ways.
curse we can manage. The disease might kill her.
I say manage is probably a bit of too nice a word for it, but the disease is what's really hurting me right now.
Do you have a religion that you follow?
What's a dwarf for
That's a difficult question.
She's trying to find out which of the priests she should get in to deal with you.
As a player, what do dwarves usually follow? I didn't really write this down.
There is a list of
Donna!
religions in here: Abadar, Calistria,
I'm looking for like
Caden, Desna, Aristal, Gosra, Lamastu,
No.
Norberga, Pharesma, Urthurga, Enzon, Kurthon are the religions of the region.
Is there one for like smithing or something like that?
Yes, there are,
I'm
but
just imagining
they're not the gods of the
Lady
region.
Imar showing her all these religions and says, pick one.
Though you could also choose the Runelords as well, because they're starting to have people show up. So would you like the Runelord of Lust to...
Really, do you want to really go back to another character, man?
Bella's other eyebrow raises.
I believe the current priest is called Pimwinkle.
No, I'm going to say Desna.
You what?
I'm going to say Desna.
Says yes.
Wait.
Yes, apparently the head of the Church of Lust here is going by the name of Pimwinkle.
You mean the short guy, two very strange wives?
Yes,
Sorry, two very visibly strange wives.
with the demonic hand, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Desna
Right.
first. So.
2 in Magnemar.
Desna, I feel, is safer than a lot of things at the moment. And
Bella looks to the party and then just smiles and chuckles, marveling at what he has had a small party created.
But I would like to both things that I really feel not really up to move doing any sort of party adventuring at the moment.
Okay, so...
I'm going to go and show some. My family was worshippers of Desna back from my walking days. So.
Okay, so a cleric of Desna is summoned. You see a rather old-looking woman come in to tend to you.
Hi.
Corda recognizes her.
I know who you're talking about, yeah. As a player, I know who you're talking about. Can you help me?
Cordar will drink for you.
Yes, she nods in your direction and says she'll get to you in a moment. She wants to deal with the sick person first.
I put my best dwarven
Thank you for your assistance.
puppy dog face on. Can you help me, please?
She looks at you and says, "So what have you done for yourself, miss?"
And I showed my bite on my arm. And I said,
You know, biting yourself is not recommended.
no, but this thing bit me down under the water somewhere.
So why do you stick it under the water?
No, we're in a dungeon and this thing bit me and then I'm feeling really strange.
So you stuck your arm under the water and you were bitten by a strange creature?
So, it's some ruins that are under... I got bitten by something and I'm not feeling too good. So, pretty much.
Okay, I can see you're making as much sense as most people do when they've been given the wrong things. So let me have a look at you. I'm sure this won't kill you, but I have been paid for some services here, so I'm sure removed disease can't hurt. You are a follower of Desna, aren't you?
I am follower of Desna.
That's good, it will hurt less this way.
Thank you.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw. Will save.
Oh, okay. That's not my dwarf, wheel, was it?
Yep.
That's 22, man.
Okay, you feel like your arm's on fire. And then the rest of you starts to start burning. As she spends 10 minutes casting the spell. So for 10 minutes you feel like someone's just burning you.
I look in the direction of Bella when this happens, by the way. So, has Bella's put anything on fire while I've been there?
Is that visibly fire or just feeling fire?
It's feeling fire, but you see smoke coming up from the body.
You see Bella chuckling back at you.
As soon as Koya comes in and starts talking to Sparky, Cordar's going to leave and go clean up a bit and make certain his wounds are bandaged at least. So.
You don't really want to be told off by your mother.
Very brief prestidigitation.
Okay, so after 10 minutes, your disease is removed.
Oh, thank you very much. I didn't quite grab your name, sorry.
That's okay. I'm sure that you'll understand eventually, she says as she taps you on the forehead.
Did she tell me at the start? Oh, okay. I just wanted to thank you, that's all.
Thanks are enough. You don't need to know too much more about me.
You know Cordar, I see.
Who doesn't?
Good point. Thank you. Then I would like to...
I wish I didn't.
Is Lady Harmer still there or not?
Yeah.
So, you found more information about this thing that's sitting on my belt?
Oh yeah, a lot of information about that. It apparently makes everyone around you unlucky. So if someone who you're friends with is doing extremely well, it will reverse the luck on them.
Really? And I explained things that happened down the dungeon. I said, it doesn't seem to work, but I'm not sure if it's something I'm doing wrong here.
Have you issued a formal challenge?
I think about it for 10 seconds. No.
And have they accepted a formal challenge?
No, I just try to protect my friends and...
Yes, the sword is a rather formal sword, and apparently only works in official challenges.
Oh. So, for it to work, I now have to officially challenge somebody and have to accept it.
And they have to officially accept it.
But
attacking you is not accepting it.
So, if they can't speak my languages I know, would that mean they can't accept the challenge? Is that what you're saying?
That would be correct, yes.
So really, I can see why you mentioned the curse component there.
Which is why I'm still not touching the sword.
No, I don't want you to touch. But I will like to eventually. Yeah, this is okay. That's interesting to know now. That explains a few things now. So, okay.
Do you have any funds on you? Because I might be able to use it to pay for...
Well, I haven't got any funds yet, I don't think, because my character just started here. And I would have just had my original stuff.
Does the party have any funds they want to pay for?
Tell me, lady, how much do you require?
I was just about to look up the scrolls and how much a 4th level scroll is.
And also...
Well, I don't wish to wait for DM to find it. I need to know now.
Mark?
Yes?
Did you note down anything that we collected while we were searching the rest of the Terror's quarters while you and Bella were in the hospital? Or like in the makeshift hospital?
No, because I wasn't there to pick him up, I think.
So amusingly, it's only going to set you back 70 gold.
Oh, yes, we did. We do have a. Okay, so this is what I've written down. A bone dwarf.
Bella pays for it by himself.
Okay, but we had a wand out of dwarf bones, a potion with dwarf runes on it, 10 vials of colourless liquid, 10 bags of stuff.
That you haven't identified yet.
Haven't identified yet, and that's all I got from down there. Plus my rapier and my shield.
Okay, so she sends out someone to with the money from Belaf to pick up a scroll of remove curse from the clerics of Abadar. They're very good at removing curses, and they always charge the same amount.
Now, when I noticed Cordar, did I know what kind of race or anything she was, or what human was she?
Hard to tell because old and not a dwarf, so didn't have the grey
And you
beard
a
to
bit
tell.
about it.
But if she's still around, and I'd like to buy her something to thank you for, like something that I might talk to Cordar about it, see if she knows anything like that she might like, because being a priest of Desna, I've got to have a bit of. I think I have to thank her. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so about half an hour later, a person comes back with a scroll for Koya,
Okay.
and she says, "So apparently you're cursed as well."
A lot of bad luck at the moment. Yes.
I wouldn't say a curse is bad luck. I'd say a curse is a curse. Bad luck is minor. A curse is rather major.
That's fairly well, and
Most people die from curses,
that's very cool. Yep.
and not always just once. Is it possible to die multiple times from the same curse?
She's scaring the hell out of me right now. So.
And apparently not always the people with the curse.
That's true. I haven't been nice to my friends recently.
Yes, she hears about how you stabbed her son.
Yes, and I bow my head in shame because I know that she's related to him. So yeah.
Oh, she's not.
Is she, you know, oh, the son.
Yeah,
Cordar's her son, isn't it?
it is, but he's not related.
Oh, okay. Oh, but I've just bow my head in shame anyway. I don't know if they're related. I haven't asked that question yet. So yeah, I've been not very helpful to the party recently.
Bella very cheekily winks and smiles at Corda, but doesn't actually say anything.
Okay, so she pulls out the scroll and starts reading from it. I believe that's another 10 minutes of pain for your character.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting used to this now.
Because, you know, why would they make it feel good?
No, that's fair enough.
Okay, if they make the medicine too nice, people can kind of get sick.
Okay, so another 10 minutes of torture, and this time you see the smoke's a lot thicker coming off you.
Whoa. Didn't know I had so much smoke in my system. Okay.
And then once that finishes, the sword falls to the ground. Without your pants this time.
Okay. Lady Highmarsh, I don't want to touch this thing ever again.
She sees Lady Highmarsh coming in with a pair of metal tongs.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do with it, I don't mind. And I think this needs to be.
Bella takes many steps away from everybody involved with the sword.
And she hands the tongs to Luna and said, "Can you pick that up, please?" How does Luna respond?
You never
I need to what?
She hands you some tongs and asks you to pick up the cursed sword.
Well, what happened if I pick up the crossword?
Well, if you use the tongs, nothing, but you already got one problem, and if it does attach it to you, she can hopefully fix it, but not if she herself is cursed.
I'm not gonna touch that thing. It will just make things worse.
Oh, she goes, okay, how about Cordar then?
So Cordar will grab the tongs,
Yep.
and as he prepares to pick it up, he'll say, Where am I taking it when I pick it up?
Well, she's got a weapon rack up on a wall that should be out of people's reach, and she's just going to leave it sitting there until she can figure out what to do with the weapon. That way, no one's claimed it, and it's out of
above your sight.
Yeah.
Good. Just the last question.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm happy to attempt that with the mentally thinking about the fact that, yep, there's absolutely nothing he wants to do with this sword at all. So he's not, okay, mentally he's not playing with the sword in any way, shape or form.
Okay, so she takes you to a point on the wall for warning, do not touch, signed underneath it in multiple languages. There are a couple of them along here at this stage. And says,
and how many of those ones otherwise has Sparky pulled down so far?
None.
Hey. Does he say it out loud or doesn't say it out loud?
He thinks so.
If he thinks it, I don't say yay. If I see him look back at me and smile, I'll go, hey. Yeah.
But you do see Corda put it up near the top of the roof.
Yeah, maybe 4 feet, so that's okay. Whew, okay. And I get my little journal out and I go, do not pick up things without checking what they are first. And I put in big brackets and underline both.
But at least you still got your shield.
Yeah, that's right. I'm happy with my shield.
And now you can use your daggers for the first time in a while.
My really good daggers that I'm really good at, so yes.
And though she does ask you, do you need someone to fix your boot?
Oh, yeah,
It seems to have a cut up the side of it.
Yeah, boot, and possibly trousers too. Yeah, as I explained before, that this is why I asked the questions about that thing, and I point to it, and I go, yeah.
It rattles a bit as you point to it.
Whoa! I can't take 10 things back. Yeah, if you know a tailor, I could just quickly get some mending done to it, because this has been a strange last couple of days.
Yeah,
Oh, no. I can fix that for you, Brad.
Perhaps we can just tie a rope around your boot for the time being, and we should return to ensure that the shard is not lost and or before in case someone else gets down there. Sure, no one's been down there for several thousand years, but you never know what happens in the next half hour.
Oh, no, that's fair. I'm happy to. And if there's some rope or something I can tie that up. I said, when I get back, I might fix it up. But thank you for asking, Lady Homer.
She does give you a couple of buckles and leather to strap it up with.
Yep. I feel better now. Okay. Cool. And I touch
And Corda will be encouraging that we leave behind here with Lady Hindmarch any items that are unknown at this stage, having Sparky just make a mental note in her book to say don't touch things she doesn't understand or know about.
Yeah, so the wand, the potion with the ruined dwarf on it. Well, don't worry about the disease anymore because I don't have to worry about that.
It was a disease that was going to kill him if he didn't get it removed.
10 vials of colourless liquid and 10 bags of unknown stuff. Mm-hmm. So, okay. I'll say that's with Lady Homer.
And yeah, Corda will have if the opportunity is there, Corda will have a word with Lady Hindmarch about the equipment that she's provided to obtain the shard, and whether there's any other precautions or concerns we should take as we pull it out.
Okay, she does have a set of tongs which you were just using, she recommends, because they are inlaid with magic that stops compulsion.
Okay.
Pretty good.
And so anyone who handles an item using those tongs can't be compelled by the item.
Does she have something to put the item in?
I was going to say, do we have a box or anything like that we can place the shard into?
She hunts around and
says, sorry, go on.
And pulls out a small lead box about the same size as the shard that Balath has embedded in his arm.
Corda will confirm that the shard appeared to be the same dimensions. So,
Just well,
because that was out there.
the lead should stop its influence on you. Hopefully, most things don't work through a thin lining of lead, and this is about all she's got that may be appropriate. And she recommends if you have any sort of magical bag, that it might also be good to put it in there.
The scrotum.
Speaking of which, has there been the opportunity to determine exactly what the scrotum
Yeah, she had
was?
back last time. Yeah.
No, no one left it with her. You took it with you.
Did we take it?
Yes, I asked.
Oh, did we?
And the thing was, it had been taken with you. She said she hasn't had a chance to examine your scrotum sac yet,
Scrotum sack. I got to write that down. Sorry.
but she will.
Okay. On my notes, I had the fact that the idea of, yes, there was a scroll in the giant scrotum sack, and they were Lady Hindmarch will identify. So,
Well, you're going to.
my understanding is that
Bella chuckles.
someone might
Bella
have picked them up.
chuckles uncontrollably as that he got to say scrotum and got other people to say scrotum in front of Lady Hindmarch.
She doesn't seem to mind too much. She is Chilaxian after all.
Oh shit! Oh no, not something that. No, okay, no. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I've got
Corda
that.
will have a
Go, Jeremy.
Corda will have a practice that see if you can pick up the box with the tongs.
You can pick up
Oh,
the
the
box
idea
with the
that-
tongs.
Okay.
Can I ask Lady
So
Hindmarch?
his plan is probably then to actually pick up the shard with the tongs, put it in the box, close the box with the tongs, pick the box up with the tongs, and then walk out carrying it that way.
And
I can do that if I don't get curves or something.
Yeah, I would ask Lady Hindmarch, would we, I just look at it and say, I'm really good with like thieves' tools. Would it be better for me to do this than the other people?
That's up to you. Are you good with tongs? Do you drop things?
No, well,
Have you dropped anything yet? And I'm just waiting on someone to say besides pants.
I'm waiting for it to.
Well, I was thinking the ball.
Yeah, the ball, pants, belt, and well, I guess the only one who's really good at handling anything out here is Connor. He's great with scrotums.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
look at the
It's not
whole
good.
party and I just go whatever, and it's like, thank you, Lady Hindmarch, and I just look at the whole party going, well, okay, I'll let them do it. I just thought the most decked area character would be the best.
And she says, at least you've brought her something better to identify than the sex toys from the one of your previous members.
Sex toys. I ask her, go.
Speaking of that,
Yeah, so the new Priest of Lust.
And I just, yeah, I'll go. Oh, okay.
Out of curiosity,
You know-
Go, Jeremy.
Go on, David.
Go, David.
no, go Jeremy.
I was going to say, out of curiosity, do we still have an Elven Ranger standing around, or has he gone to the hills?
He's still there, but he's sort of lost in thought.
Wondering what the hell I got myself into?
Yeah.
I'll walk over and go, it's not normally like this, okay? I said, when I first met them, it came across a bit like this, but they do get better over time.
He's trying to find himself right now.
Though you do have two identical-looking ravens staring at you.
Okay.
And
I like
And-
animals though, that's
Directly
fine.
in your eye.
But they both have red glowing eyes.
That's like.
And they're-
I won't judge them.
And there is what appears to be a mastiff puppy next to the Chilaxian sorcerer.
Okay.
You occasionally see whiffs of smoke come off his body.
sorry. No,
Can I tell that it's not like
Such
a regular
puppy.
dog?
Give me a nature roll.
Okay. Am I using an actual dice?
yeah, that's what I see, man.
There we go.
Look out.
Then what's it done? 18 plus
18.
like heaps.
Okay, you recognize it is not a natural animal. It's an actual hellhound.
Alright.
Which is
Well,
not
Why?
unusual for a Chilaxian.
I will steer clear of that thing.
Warwick,
Yeah.
what you're looking at there is a future animal companion, surely.
He's
I've
such
actually-
a good boy, though.
I've actually skipped Animal Companion. I don't have it.
That's alright. I know they don't always get it, mate.
So-
Like, not all of them.
The animal companion tree is a dedicated feat thing you have to take that takes you away from other options.
Yeah, I'm going more sort of just ranged.
It's all good, and you
Okay.
can actually have animals and companions without having to take those feats.
Mm.
They're just more powerful if you take those feats.
Yeah.
such as David only has the familiar, but he's now got 2 ravens and a dog.
No idea how, but they did show up, and they keep bringing me deliveries.
Hey, I only got white. I was really disappointed with that. Anyway.
Speaking of which,
so did Lord Custard Face go and take the swords? Yes, I do mean you caught up.
yes, he did, and it is hanging up on the wall now. And there is a warning in multiple languages: "Do not touch."
And
So-
you currently got the tongs and the box, and despite the fact that I expect some of us are still significantly wounded, he's ready to go back down there and get the shard ASAP.
There's been about at least an hour, so you could have had multiple people with a treat injury in that time.
Yeah, Balak will definitely be treating injuries as often as possible.
So give me 3 rolls for David.
Come on, triple one.
Well, okay, you can only do it once per person, can't you?
Well, there are 3 people who are injured, so...
Yeah.
Sparky, Luna.
There's also a half-orc who is talking about how the priest of lust really needs to have his head twisted off.
That's like his character.
And talking about how he jizzed all over her family home.
Feel free to roll for yourselves.
Well,
You'll
okay,
get
Martin.
healing. Oh.
Okay, Martin. Unless, of course, when Corda caught up with Koya, with Grandma, as she was walking away, whether or not she might have actually done a bit of healing on her way out.
She may have.
What was your medicine there, David?
You should probably roll that, hey. Potentially don't roll that for anybody, because I don't trust anybody to roll my medicine rolls, because they get critically failed.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't roll them. I didn't roll no dice at all.
Yeah. Alright, who's first, who's second, who's third?
Sparky's definitely down half hit points.
So apparently Koya's not very good on healing people at the moment, so she gives back Corda a whole 12 points.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so who's first?
Sparky's
Corda probably last, because he was off just getting, cleaning up himself and then talking to Koya, so he probably come back in and you might catch him if you've done the others first.
That gives you an idea of the damage levels.
Yeah, Sparky's on at 80 at the moment out of 40, so... Yeah.
No, not 15 to heal, as in you got a 15 for the heal roll. So 15 to total, so...
15.
That's almost a full health, that one.
I rolled for you, David. You got an 8 and a 7.
Nicely done.
No, I've got my dice roller here.
Okay, I'll remove that.
Oh,
I could have told him Mark will be happy with Mark gone.
Oh, was that the healing? Was that the
Yeah,
healing amount? No,
that's the healing
you
amount.
guys can manage the healing amount. It's just the actual heal check I'd rather do.
All good.
Second got 17 and third got 17 as well.
Okay, so next person gets back 8. And Corda.
Well done, Corda.
He was almost fully healed anyway, so...
So, Jeremy, you're on 2 damage at the moment.
I'm on 5.
2 damage, yep.
Yeah. And you're on 7 damage.
So I'm 33. Yeah.
Everything is as it should be.
That's okay, I'm happy
How
with that.
about my head? Did I get my head fixed?
No one's paid for that one yet because no one's called it diseased or cursed. It doesn't register as either.
Because of my nice nature, I will ask Lady Hamish, Luna's hand, is there anything we can do with it?
She looks at it and says, it doesn't register as cursed, it doesn't register as damaged. The hand's fully healed, it's just not opening, she doesn't know why.
Luna, do not stress about your hand. It is a badge of honour of the skill and daring that you showed by fighting off the very forces of gates of hell to allow us to continue in the quest.
No, it's not.
Now, if Desna, yeah, I've got a name now.
He's going to be called out already said, but you're there to remind, not for anything else. So
Question, I'll ask her so she can have a quick look at the hand.
Yeah, Luna, if you ever die, I'm taking your hand.
Okay, she looks at the hand and she says she recommends amputation.
Okay. There you go, Luna.
If the hand's bothering you that much, if she removes the hand, she removes the problem.
I think it's, she's a very smart lady.
And I'm sure that our ranger friend with the background in what was just clockwork mechanics or something, he'll be able to do a mechanical hand, no problem.
Medicinal clock working, whatever it is.
Before she leaves, I do ask her, is there anything I could do to thank you for your work? Or?
Oh, she says yes. Keep her son alive. And she walks out.
Okay. I will do that now. Yes. As a player, I don't want to, but as a character, I will.
The thing is, your character doesn't actually know which one's her son.
Son alive. So
It's not actually being told to you.
So haven't we got 3 males?
4 males in the party.
I think we can pretty much guarantee it's not Bella.
It could be because all her children are adopted.
Well, although,
I think it's
presumably,
excellent.
oh no, sorry, it's Pimwinkle that met Bella's father and family, wasn't it? So not
Yeah.
It was.
So
not lucky.
must care for Nexa. Must keep Nexa alive. Okay, I got that now.
Though she does look show auntie.
I haven't put one and one equals 3, so I'm going with that one.
Yeah.
I can't pick Cordar, and I just can't see it kind of thing. So, and Bella's definitely out, and I don't think our new fellow is friends. So I'm
No, Sparky. You see, and Bella says this to everyone. You see, it must be Cordar because Cordar is the only one who could be disliked enough to be put up for adoption and left abandoned.
Is Lady Hamash still in the room when this is said?
Yeah, she can hear it.
While I think that's mean, but I think I can see your point of reasoning there. But I thought Nexa was come from a broken family too.
Yes, but everyone likes Nexa.
Well, good point. And Nexa can handle alone pretty well. So
Oh, I just remember that I missed Nexa today.
So yes, I will try to keep Cordar alive.
Wait, what if it's the elf? What if the elf's a half elf? You're not a half elf, are you?
No.
The full elf.
Full elf. Well,
How do we
actually, I don't know if that was cool, but I'm part changeling. Is that fine? That seemed like it was a core rule thing, or an advanced player's guide thing. If not, I can change it.
With your elven half changeling.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're a half species?
That's common in Pathfinder. Not D&D.
Oh, hang on, wait, I'm confusing settings again. We don't hate half species here, do we?
No,
Damn.
Okay.
Cordar an elven half.
It's from advanced player's guide.
So you do hate
Yeah.
half creatures here,
That's what it says
but
here,
not
yeah,
as
that's my
a
bad.
general being, only
No,
individual.
just as an individual, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, that will work. I can now mess with your character about the hag part.
Fantastic.
As I know you'll completely cope with that.
Oh, I say, he's a full elf. He's a full elf. He's not a half elf. Can't you see that?
I do look more like an elf that's got dark hair and dark eyes.
Yes, I think it's an elf. I'm not much of an elf person.
I don't
but-
really know too much about. I haven't had too much experience with elves. I
No.
that.
I know it was
They
the
tend to be quite self-righteous.
Oh, that's only half
was
elves.
the-
I'm pretty sure.
the Oriental campaign where we had the half changeling, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah,
Annie's
okay.
character. Yeah.
And-
I think we're right to go now, everyone.
Yeah, let's go do something useful and fun.
Yes, I feel a bit more.
and
What about my hand?
Your,
this
Don't worry
time,
about your hand. You've got a spare.
look, your hand's there. It's not causing you any problems. It's not. Look, as our dear priest friend said, who's really wise. She said, if there's a problem, we'll just cut it off. It's like, to me, that's a simple solution. Do you want to cut it off now,
Yeah,
or do you want to
cut
wait
it
till
off.
later?
I will pay you gold for it.
You can cut it off, or we can pay. We can deal with it later. What do you think?
I'll buy it. I'll add it to my collection.
Yeah. Bella can cauterize it if you want.
I can do that.
He's very good at that kind of stuff, I hear.
So does Luna wish to have her hand removed?
No. I want my hand fixed, not hair moved.
Okay. Well, let's
Well,
work. It's,
I want many, many different things, and unfortunately I can't have them. So for the moment, we're just going to have to deal with what you got. High five? No? Okay.
Cordar's already left and he's heading out down.
I'll follow Cordar because this is going nowhere. Would I find
Come
out?
on, let's go.
Okay. And while Cordar's walking out, I'll walk next to him and say, "Look, sorry, I didn't mean to
Elf
stab
have a
you."
name yet?
Yeah, Bella looks to our elven
No,
friend
not yet.
and says, Bella looks to our elven friend and says, well then, quiet one, shall we go?
Yes.
Okay, you start walking through the streets of Magnamar, heading for your secret entrance.
I apologise both the next to Cordar. I said, "Look, I didn't really mean to stab you. It was just one of those things, and hope we can get over this."
Okay, so as you're walking along, you see that there's some sort of celebration happening nearby, the opening of a new temple.
Temple.
Temple for whom?
Do you want to go investigate?
Temple. Okay. Well, if Cordar notices anyone starting to walk over that way, okay, I'm sure that's the one we were just told about.
No, I'm gonna.
Yeah, no, Bella bushes anybody who goes over there away from them.
I have no interest because I'm going. Unless I get told I need to go, I'm going. We've got things to do.
Look, if you want to go and see it, I can introduce you to the High Priest later on. He's quite a good friend. His wives, too.
That must be a story you can tell me later. Let's get this thing done.
Alright.
Okay, there
Really
are
want another shard in the party.
there are people handing out tokens on the street.
I'm not interested. We have a task to do, so
Bella grabs one for a quick look.
Okay, on it says first visit half price. Come to the Temple of Lust.
First what?
First visit half price.
Okay.
It's a brothel!
What does Nexa do if she gets off
It's
one
a
of those
devilish brothel!
do we have to hold Nexa back in this whole situation?
That's not her family home.
I know, but she would know who's this person organising this. But I'm not. I said I'll leave.
That's
my,
right, we'll leave that for next session when we come back.
Oh, definitely. Because
That's okay. It's your previous character's family home.
I don't care. I'm not there anymore. Whatever happens to that previous person happens to that previous person. I go, okay. I don't want to accept anything. I've got stuff to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes,
Bella pockets the token and continues walking.
and you find yourself at the secret entrance after slipping away from the crowds, who are all cheering at this new wonderful temple that they're all talking about, where the priests are all hands on.
It sounds like my Jade Regent again, Mum. I remember that Jade Regent. What happened to my Jade Regent? Yeah.
As we approach the alleyway leading down to the passage, Cordar will be looking around to see if people are noticing this movement and encouraging the others to move on, and then Elaine will actually close the passage again behind quietly.
Yeah. Once you're inside, you see the puppy catch a light and provide a light source for the party.
I'd like to be 20 feet in front of everyone.
Mhm.
Just scout out. If
No.
Cordar lets me. No?
Sparky is not leading the way this time. Not again.
Not after the last one.
I get when I'm 20 feet in front, I get told this, and I sigh and wait and let Cordar lead. No.
Okay, you hear strange sounds in
Such a good boy.
the side passageways as you're going.
Strange sounds.
Yes. The many portals that opened up under the city.
Okay. Cool. Let's just get the stuff, get this thing, and go.
And you spend about an hour walking. No, it was more than an hour. It was about 3 hours walking down a straight passageway before you enter the area you'd been in before.
Oh, singing hi ho hi ho as I go.
You
Small
do?
thing.
If
He's not singing.
New elven, a new companion is interested, and others aren't talking about it. Cordar's happy to have him come up towards the front and he can explain exactly what we've been doing, where we're going now, what we're expecting, all that sort of stuff.
Yep, I'll take all that in.
While the dwarf sings hi ho hi ho as we go. I thought it was very appropriate. So,
Okay, give me a perform roll.
perform roll. That means
You are singing after all.
I am trained in performance. And as my usual dice rolls goes, that's a 13.
Not a natural one, so you're doing pretty well today.
Oh, no, that's a good dice set, right?
So yes, you're sort of singing okay. It's echoing around everywhere.
That's fine. I'm in a happier mood considering what's happened recently.
And while you're singing along, you hear this really deep, devilish counter to your song coming through
Where's Bella?
from behind.
Bella's behind me.
And Bella's in front of you.
Behind me.
And this is coming from behind you. It's like your voice coming back in a hellish tribute.
I kind of start racing up to sit stand behind corner now. I don't want to look behind me. I don't need anything else.
Okay. So everyone else,
You stop singing?
you hear Sparky stops singing, but the hellish voice from behind continue.
Cordar will certainly look back to see if there's someone behind us.
Do any of you speak Infernal?
I can.
I don't.
I've been looking mainly at Bella.
Yes. Did you say Ignian?
No, Infernal actually.
Did you say Ignian?
You should know Infernal as well, David, so you can put that down on your character.
Yeah, I had Underworld for my thing, but yeah.
So,
Sorry. I lost a bit of reception here. What language were you looking for?
Infernal. The tongue of devils.
I wasn't speaking to Ignian. I thought that was Ignian.
No, that is the devil. That's the
Ignian is,
tongue of the
earth
fire
creatures.
creatures. Ignian
fire,
is
sorry.
fire creatures.
Oh, why do I keep doing that? I've done that before, yeah. So Infernal, absolutely.
I'm happy for you to have both, David. So,
No, there's no need for him to have Ignian. I just keep thinking that's the devil stuff.
It's all good.
Yeah, both the familiar and Bellat speaking.
as does the imp and the the hellhound understands it. It just doesn't speak it. Okay, so yes, that they're all hearing the words from Sparky get repeated back and sung from the distance. Sounds like a very strong voice doing it.
Can we see anything behind us?
Perception roll. And do you have dark vision?
I will look back because I have dark vision. If I don't want to, I will look back.
Cordar's got low light, but I'm assuming that he's got his wayfinder out because he was leading the way, so...
19 dark vision. It depends where the hellhounds are at the moment. Because if the hellhounds within near me, I wouldn't be seeing them with dark vision.
Oh, you can see past it.
I know, but I've got.
You just see black and white after a certain point.
Yeah, so I will look back with the 19 going.
Okay, let's see what little thingy you've summoned from the beyond.
Okay, I've got.
Cordar got 24, but that was with low light rather than dark vision.
Okay.
My parrot just looks for trouble, I think. I thought it was very Seven's good. It's better than 1 or 20.
Okay,
Bella gets 20.
you see a creature with what appears to be a glaive coming towards you, and as you see it, it lights up with flame around it. It has horns on its head, a long tail, and cloven feet.
Grumbling at Sparky about the idea of, yes, you better learn to take quiet when you move into enemy territory, as Kordar's moving past them to take up effectively the rear of the party, which has become the front of the party.
And it's asking who's summoned it to this location.
So that, I'm assuming that's in Gobbledygook as far as Kordar's
Bella
concerned.
speaks that. Well, sorry, is it asking in Infernal?
Yes, it is asking in Infernal because, you know, it's the best language after all.
In Infernal, Bella replies, "Tell me, what was it that called you here?"
It says an amazing sound of torture.
Amazing sound of torture. Did it sound much like the singing of this realm?
It says I thought that was torture. Has there been some mistake here? Have you summoned me by accident?
I do believe that you have been accidentally summoned, not by me, but by somebody who has no idea. I do apologize for bringing you here.
Oh, you must be Beleth. I have heard much about you.
Bella Silvertongue in the flesh.
And what services are you requesting?
I'm not requesting any services at all. Like I said, you weren't intentionally summoned, not by me, but by a completely unsuspecting mortal.
Well, I have been summoned, so I request services identified and payment made. Or reparations.
What sort of payment do you require?
Well, have you got any young children around, or hearts that no one needs anymore? Possibly, you know, he'll take a hand or two, depending on you know, needs. A leg wouldn't go astray.
Unfortunately, we don't have any to spare. However, I do know of a church that embraces complete and utter debauchery just moments away from here.
Unfortunately, he's barred from such a location due to his low status.
Oh, well, that's terrible.
I'm just
But
looking, Chris, that
unfortunately, we don't have any native services, and we don't really have anything to pay you with.
Well, David,
Yeah.
I wonder if the token would allow him access.
Yeah, good question. Now, what about a token that will gain you access, that could potentially gain you access to this church of utter debauchery? Or perhaps even I could introduce you to the church. I know who the head priest.
So he puts his glaive down with a clang. He seems to think about it and says, "A token of entry to the church? Sure, he'll take that. For no services rendered."
I can't guarantee that it will gain you entry, but I can definitely help you.
Well, he'll head there now and demand services.
Well, I would probably be careful. However, you will need payment, and for that it requires gold, and I'm willing to furnish you with the gold that it may require to enter, to a point, anyway.
Yeah, prefer gold over silver.
I don't like silver either. Here, this is a token that will allow you half price entry to this. I guess you could call it a Templar church. He hands over the token.
Okay, he takes the token, and do you also give him the gold?
Yeah, he has a rough idea of how much it may cost, and then quadruples the price, just because he's a devil.
Okay, in return he gives you a demonic token. It looks like his face, like a bearded devil.
Wait, you know, I do have one potential request.
And what might that request be, he says?
Do you see this strange Shuanti? You see the hand there? You can't heal the hand, can you?
Why would I want to heal the hand? I could eat the hand.
No, I
That
don't
would solve
think
the
you need
problem.
the hand, but we do require the use of the hand. The hand was
Yeah, that was-
well, it wasn't sacrificed, but it was damaged in an effort to assist me, and I would greatly appreciate for the hand to be working again.
Says,
You never know how much use and fun a hand can be.
He could probably arrange something if you would like to sign some paperwork. He does have some friends.
Oh, please. We both know that I'm silly but not dumb.
I'm just hearing Infernal going back and forwards right now. I'm just looking at Bellas with more strange curiosity as I go.
He's sure he can find someone who can undo whatever's happened to your friend for a price.
Well, what price would that be?
Well, that depends on the person he gets. As your name does have some weight in amongst his friends, I'm sure that
gold is what we can pay in potentially items, but not souls.
Well, you've already given one out recently.
Which soul would that be?
The one you fed to a kraken.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, if you require the souls of criminals, potentially I could make that work.
Does it really matter where the souls come from?
All I'm hearing is gibberish. Right now.
Not to me, but it may be to you. I don't claim to presume to know what it is that satiates you the greatest.
Oh, the more violent the soul, the better. He likes really violent souls.
Oh, well, potentially I might be able to work with you on that one.
He seems very excited, and he says, and what can he do? And this is for him to fix your friend's hand?
For the friend's hand to be restored without consequence as it previously was.
Why do I don't think this is a really good deal here? As a player. Character, I have no idea what he's talking about. But
Okay, so I need you to make a cult roll, David.
Can somebody roll that? Oh, Jesus. No, I'll just roll it.
oh, but I was about to pick up my dice. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, and I was going to get a 4 out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the good news is I rolled an 18 on the dice.
Which means it's going to be a success, but it may actually be a critical success.
Well, that would be lovely. Let me just find where my skill list is.
You'll find the dice that the rolls will go up because you get to add your level to every roll. And it becomes, you can put out some amazing rolls.
I noticed my armor
Oh,
class is
good news.
pretty high.
25.
For what it feels like.
Okay, so a success, not a critical success.
Not bad for
He creates a hole in space, and he asks you to tell his friend to stick his hand through it.
Luna, do you trust me?
That's what I think about okay.
No,
Luna,
this person you're about to think whether you trust them or not has just been speaking gobbledygook to a devil for the last 10 minutes. While Cornar's been there with his sword and shield drawn.
Luna, do you want the use of your hand back?
Yes.
Well, just come here, stand beside me for a brief moment. Belloc looks back to the devil and asks, how many souls?
3.
Did you say 3?
Yeah, 3.
Of my choosing?
Sure.
In what time frame?
End of the week, sounds good to you?
End of the week. Give me 2 weeks.
Sure, 2 weeks is fine.
I was about to
Luna.
say.
Yeah. I was
about to say, yeah. You realise it's Sunday evening right now.
Yeah. The end of the week. No. 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today is fine.
Very well. Luna, place your hand through that portal.
Okay.
Just like the other one you went through.
Like I gave
Just your hand,
Okay,
nothing
then.
else.
I gave the ranger going. This is a normal day for us.
Okay, so Victor, give me a wisdom, a will saving throw.
God damn it! I don't know what my dice is, but I know the modifier.
That's alright.
If someone can
Just
roll.
get Jeremy to roll, and he always rolls shitty.
Come
My
on.
will is plus
I got a
8.
9.
My will is plus 8.
Sabine.
Your will plus 8, so 17.
So 17. Okay, as your hand touches the portal, you see the thing in your hand activate, which no one else can witness because it is something only you can see, as the portal itself dissipates.
What about my hand? It go away too?
Your hand
Okay,
didn't
more
go through the
importantly-
portal.
More importantly,
Wait.
what about the device? Have you dropped it into hell, or like, have you lost it?
You still see it embedded in your hand.
Belaf looks to the devil and raises his eyebrow.
What about my hand? What happened?
Says, well, it might require a couple more souls for him to get someone else here, because if he just stuck his hand through it, would be simple.
You're renegotiating on what we already agreed with.
Well, but apparently Luna didn't put her hand in.
Your friend closed the portal.
She closed nothing.
You put your left hand in, you put your
He sighs and says, okay then, he will open one more portal, but if your friend shuts this portal, that will be considered the end of the deal.
The end of the deal that it never happens, or the end of the deal that I owe you the soul because you haven't provided me anything?
Yes, the end of the deal that he's provided his service and your friend has chosen not to take it up after you've already paid for it.
Belaf looks to Luna.
Thank God Luna doesn't understand anything of that, but...
Yeah, Belaf looks to Luna. Did you intentionally close that portal?
No, you said that you stick your hand in there and the door closed before I put my hand on it. Well, I didn't did anything wrong, Mr.
Scimitar.
Wait, did you do
Mr.
the same
Belaf?
thing? Did you do the same thing that you do with the other doors?
No,
what
I
makes
just...
those doors open? What makes them close?
The doors I willed them to open. The portals I didn't will them to close. They just closed.
As soon as you touched the portal, it closed.
And there's another
Yes,
glowing
Mr.
portal.
Bella.
Another glowing portal has appeared while you're talking.
I didn't ask you to do that just yet.
No, you did. He said.
Luna, you have one chance and one chance only to get your hand to function again. And it is to be able to place it through that portal. But when you touched it, it closed the portal. Has something to do with how you closed and opened the other doors. There must be something going on. You must not close that portal.
Okay, but I don't know if I can not close the portal.
What causes the portals to open and close? What causes the doors to open and close? What is it that's in your hand?
That's in my wrist actually. I don't know. Is that do I really know what's in my wrist?
Yes, you
You're
have
the
seen.
expert.
You have seen the medallion before you picked it up, and it seemed to bond to your hand.
Yeah, it's the medallion, Belaf.
Grimwinkle's medallion.
It's in your hand,
Yeah.
and you cannot open it.
No.
You cannot discard it.
No.
This is not good.
I maybe on the knee because how tall is Luna's pretty tall, isn't she?
between
6?
4 and 6.
Oh, so she's not like. Oh, so I'm not really short, so I can't do tap on the knee. I kind of tap on the shoulder. Do you need assistance with this?
Assistance with what?
To explain it,
Explain her area of expertise.
Luna needs to put her hand through the portal to get it to heal and to get it to work again, but when she touches the portal, it closes it. I have promised payment for these services. Shut up, Cordar. I have promised payment for these services, and if you do not place your hand through the portal, I will still have to pay.
Now, this is
Then I don't put my hand on the portal and you don't have to pay.
You don't understand how this works. Be quiet. Bella,
How to deal with the devil.
Yep. Yes, Bella?
No, I made a deal with a devil. It's just a devil.
I've
Can
seen
you fix it? Can you get it out of the hand? Someone needs to make this work. Otherwise, I owe the devil something that none of you will enjoy the payment for.
Okay.
But you, not me.
I look at Luna and just look her straight in the eyes going, you can do this. I believe in you. And I would like to use an aid action for me if I can on this one.
Okay.
That's what I was aiming for the whole thing. So.
Give me a d20 roll to see if you can get a decent roll on your occult.
Occult.
Because when you're aiding with that skill.
Because with the Pathfinder thing, I get my level plus my ability, isn't it? I'm not trained in that. No, I've got it here. Yeah.
Just going to look up aid particularly.
Okay, so it is equal to your
You
level.
add your level plus your ability modifier.
Yes. Okay, so that'd be.
You don't add anything for effectively trained.
Yeah, that's
experts.
cool. That's cool. I got plus 6 then instead of plus 3. Okay, cool. Just make sure I do it right. Here we go. It's alright. I got a 19 total.
Cordar says to Luna, well, irrespective of whether you can do it, you're the expert. Do you think you should put your hand
So you got a 19?
Total, yeah.
Okay, total you failed.
Okay, what's good? Yeah.
Wasn't a critical failure. You missed it by 1.
I kind of might have guessed that.
DC is 24.
Do I know there's a portal to hell? Because they are talking in a language that I don't know.
The next day, but Bella just admitted that he did it by getting a deal with the devil. So obviously it's a portal to hell.
Deal with a devil. A devil.
I haven't seen anything bad from this devil yet, so I don't know any difference. But whatever Bella seems to be quite on the clue with these things, so I'm gonna. So I tried. You know what happened. Mm-hmm. So, but I will try to hold her hand while she puts it like an arm kind of thing.
What hand?
Your hand.
Yeah, the non-closed fist. You put that through.
I'll try if she.
No!
I said the closed fist. Sorry. I really read what I said. The closed fist button.
And no, Bella slaps both of them. Just anything that goes near the portal slaps it away. He then looks to the devil. One more soul, and she doesn't have to put it through. The healing comes through.
Well, the person on the other side can heal it. I can't heal it.
Well,
and you haven't paid for them to.
They can come here to heal her.
Make it 2 souls, he says.
For a total of 5.
A total of 5, yes.
Very well. For 5 souls, 3 wings.
Okay.
Well, I'm just still looking at the gibberish from Bella. Bella.
Just getting the right picture ready for you.
So what's Luna doing?
David, the player, knows exactly how this is going to go wrong.
So what's Luna doing, Victor?
Well, if that is the only thing I can do, maybe I try it.
Well, Cordar said.
I think very hard not to close the portal and stick my hand on it.
If you go to make any move towards the portal, Bella will stop you.
Okay, so as you
Is it for me to close that portal or not? To put my hand on the portal.
Sparky says that. Wait a minute, Luna. I think Bella's got an idea.
That's what the first one looks like. So that's basically what the first one looks like on that side.
Yeah.
Bearded devil. And then as you're watching, the portal opens and you see that thing walk through.
Sorry, can you describe it? I can't see it.
Okay, it is best description of it. You recognise it as a pit fiend.
I was going to say, no, I probably recognise
Pit
it anyway.
fiend.
Yep.
I look back at the ranger. Yeah, does escalate occasionally, I say. Yeah.
As it steps
Bella
through,
says
it
Onion says to back up.
as it steps through, it rips the head off the bearded devil and eats it.
I step back a bit further and further.
What? Can you explain that to me slowly again? 'Cause
Okay,
that's
so-
too much to process.
The creature that steps through the portal rips the head off the previous devil that was talking to you and eats it in front of you.
I'm making sure Bell's between me and this thing right now. So
Yeah, Bella does not move. And bows respectfully.
And it's looking at you specifically, going, why am I here? Your minion didn't explain itself clearly. Before I ate it.
He was not my minion.
Then
He was
whose
somebody who came to me with an idea.
Then whose minion was it? Because I want an explanation.
I asked him to show me somebody who could heal my friend's hand for 5 souls in 3 weeks.
Okay, he looks at you and says, he needs you to, well, your friend is obviously dead now, he says. So your pact is invalid.
Him?
The one he just ripped the head off.
Oh yeah, he wasn't my friend. He just came and had a chat.
So now we're having a chat, he says.
I'm happy to talk.
So what deal would you like to make, he says, making you do another occult check.
Yeah.
you just wanted to pick up a shard, put it in a box, and come back.
Okay, that wasn't anyway.
Yeah, but someone's got to sing
How does singing ever cause anything like this? Only a Martin's game, by the way. Go.
Hey, someone did open up portals to the cosmos here previously with a natural one.
Not true.
Yeah,
Total of
I
20.
also can.
Total of 20. Okay. Unfortunately, you critical failed with your dealing with the devil.
Yeah.
And it just says it can take the hand if that's what you want, but it won't replace it.
That is not what I want at all.
Considering the hand has a key in it, it would be most valuable to have the key.
No, that is not what I want at all.
It would have no problem taking the key.
I am very aware of it. It's not something that we're willing to give up or sacrifice. It is big work to be done.
Well, your friend has bonded with the key, so it would be taking part of your friend's soul with it. Which it does not mind if you're offering it freely.
Then we definitely do not want to sacrifice. Sorry.
He's more than happy to help you remove said artifact from the person's hand.
No, we do not wish the artifact removed. The only thing we wish is for her to gain the use of her hand as she did previously.
She speaks English? Is it any sort of common yet? Or is
It can speak any language.
But it's not speaking common, right?
But it's speaking in first.
Damn it. I was going to do a sense motive, but I'm not going to do that now.
Okay. And in
You're
turn,
talking
Guaranteed the mood
to
is not
devil.
pure.
You can expect his motive is evil.
it is evil with the capital E, and the rest of it also capital. Okay, so it looks at Luna and says in common, so everyone can hear. Your friend has made a bargain to have your hand replaced. Do you still wish your hand replaced? Do you wish to give up the artifact in your hand?
Adieu, Victor. There's a problem, you've got connection loss.
You may have lost internet again. Hopefully not. Poor connection. No, connection just dropped out. Let's see if we can join the connection. It would be really annoying if it keeps doing that. Let me have a look.
I think I've got a nightly thing here, I think.
We had it drop out before everyone showed up, so it was not
My
fun.
bars are pretty low at the moment too, since into it, so.
Yeah, I believe we have internet dropout, so I'm going to pause this for a moment. Where is my pause button?
I'll let David know.
So, with internet issues, we're looking at finishing up there for the night and get back to people later.
That's okay.